we're losing a lot of people, you know, and people are going, and so many sad things are happening in schools and public places, and I feel like we need to really cherish people and appreciate people while they're still here.
So as a musician, how would you describe your sound?
My sound is mainly pop and R&B, but when people hear my music, they will be able to hear that I like to try different things, but my sound is definitely focused on R&B and pop.
Okay, that's good. So how did you first get into like music? When did you first realize that you love this and that you could do this?
I've always had a love for music, but I definitely started getting into it seriously when I reached high school, because that's when I started taking dance lessons, and then I started to write music. And seeing Michael Jackson and Usher on television gave me that confidence, and it gave me that realization that I can see myself doing something like that. So I definitely started young.
So I was like, my follow-up question was going to be, which artists have inspired you? Obviously, MJ, Usher. Anyone like modern day that you would say you look to, or anybody else?
Modern day, I definitely like. I think Chris Brown is definitely an inspiration.
From the Michael Jackson learning tree.
Neo
is
another one that I definitely look at. So it's those types of artists, Sierra, you know, artists who sing and dance mainly. Those are the people who I tend to look for inspiration. Prince is definitely one. I mean, I'm kind of a classic kind of guy, so I like the Prince, the Michael Jackson, and Janet Jackson, and people like that. So.
Okay, so that's interesting. So being a newer artist with like so many like classic influences, how do you find yourself like fitting in today's like R&B space in terms of how you want to sound?
Definitely, I think it's important for me to. It's great to listen to some of the classic people, but I also listen to some of the new artists as well. But at the same time, I like to make sure that I'm doing something fresh. So for me personally, I like to merge what I know with some of the new, but still make it my own thing, so I can build my own sound in my own lane. So I definitely think with anything in life, you know, always broaden your horizons and try new things and listen to new things. And I've learned as an artist too, and plus just hearing feedback about my music, that it's very important to try new things and see what your fans listen to, and then I also listen to some of what my fans like as well. Okay. So it's a bunch of people. So.
Okay, so in 2015 you released your Statistic EP.
Yes.
What was like the inspiration for that?
I was at that moment in my life, I had a lot to get off my chest, and I felt like, because I'm an artist that I like to try new things and do what people aren't doing at the time, and I feel like a lot of R&B singers, I feel like they're not as transparent as maybe some other people, because I feel like if I was like a pop or a folk artist, I can be more transparent, or if I did country music, I can be more vulnerable and talk about things like that. But I feel like in R&B, like a black male R&B singer, we often have to be like strong all the time.
We're stuck with these male tropes.
Exactly, and there's so many labels put on us. But I wanted to do something different and kind of flip it around a bit, to where I talk about real stuff. And when you listen to that EP, I talk about things I went through as a child, some of my own personal traumas, times where I doubted myself, and even times in love where I doubted myself and I probably didn't feel good enough to do this or to do that. So that EP, people will see, even from the cover art, it's quite dark, it's quite moody. But, you know, of course, life has its ups and downs. So I have my deep songs, but I have my, you know, bangers and my club songs, because I think with just life and with anyone, there's so many different dimensions to a person. So that EP is just the different sides of me, but it mainly reflects where I am, and I definitely have some songs in there that are inspirational as well. So it's not too miserable or too down, you know what I mean? I have some songs out there that do uplift people, because, you know, one day I would definitely tell my story, but I've been through a lot, you know, and I feel like it's up to me to inspire people and inspire the next generation. So I have to do songs that I put those things in. So that's where I was back then. And right now I'm working on a follow-up to that. So that one's going to be very different, of course, to that. Because, you know, it's been a while since that time.
Yeah, 2015. That's quite a while ago. A lot of evolution happens in between that time.
Definitely. And life happens, you know. So, yeah.
So you have a single out called Turnin.
Yes.
Very upbeat song. So, and then I'm guessing this is going to be like sort of like a lead to the EP that's coming out next year.
Definitely. Turnin is not the lead single from the EP. It's kind of like a segue into the new chapter of my music.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely. Because
so it's the setup then?
Pretty much, yeah, because I feel like Turnin is a very upbeat R&B dance song. And again, listening to the feedback I've gotten, people love it when I do my R&B and my up-tempos. So I felt like it was a perfect opportunity to do something like that and give people something to look at and something to dance to. Then when I'm in the studio working on the new music, then I'll release that. So that'll come out next year. But I'm planning on releasing a few things this year before I do that.
Okay, so I described Turnin as a setup. So it'll be safe to say, based off what you told me, based off of statistic and where you want to go, that this EP is going to be more up-tempo, more happy, more vibrant.
Definitely, absolutely, yeah, because of course, I'm not thinking the same things I was thinking back in 2015, and I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot since that time. And I feel like, you know, you can't stay down forever, you know what I mean? And plus, I think it's good to kind of get things off your chest, because I think doing music is quite therapeutic, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And now I've got that off my chest. Now it's time to do new music, and I've also been listening to some new artists as well, and even, you know, rap artists too. And I'm trying to develop a new sound for me that when people listen to it, they'll be like, oh, he's never done that before. I haven't heard him sound like this before. Because that's fun, like doing things people don't expect. Absolutely. I have to show my range and show people what I can do. And I'm going to be shooting a video for Turnin as well. And people will then see my range in that too. Okay. So yes.
Okay. I was thinking about this. So your new EP is going to have a more up-tempo vibe to it.
Yes.
The ironic thing to me is that I feel like in music, in black music, we're sort of in this space where mental health is a very prominent point.
It is.
So that almost seems to align with, based off what you said, the themes in statistics. So coming into this new EP, are you thinking about maybe including certain elements like that because it caters to what we're going through right now, or is it just going to be all up tempo?
That's a very good question. I definitely think that I am gonna probably do a song on there that touches on some deep things, because of course from that time to now I've also gone through some things, and I think it's a good look when you know, the fans can look to someone like them, someone in their era that is speaking about real issues, you know. So I definitely will have a song on there that speaks about real things, because one thing I've been realizing lately, it's just something that's just come to me, is I feel like, you know, we're losing a lot of people, you know, and people are going and so many sad things are happening in schools and public places, and I feel like we need to really cherish people and appreciate people while they're still here, and check up on people, ask people how they're doing, and you know, things like that. So I'm definitely going to do a song that matches the current state of things, because I thought that's important as an artist as well, you know, to do something like that. Because again, Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson did music like that,
a lot,
that spoke about real issues at that time, but also when you listen to them songs now, it still matches, you know.
They still resonate today, of course,
absolutely. So yes, I would definitely do that.
Okay, so as an artist, I feel like what comes up a lot is that it almost feels like there's a difference between, like, you wanting to speak on certain topics. It feels like it's your own thing, but it also feels like there's an element of like social pressure that you need to speak on things for like your fan base to hear it from you. Do you feel like that type of thing where it's like you want to speak on it for you, or is it because of outside influence saying you should speak on this? Do you ever get that conflict?
I don't really get that conflict. I think because, you know, this is my generation and I've gone through some things and I feel like it's my responsibility to do that.
It's a personal responsibility.
It is, of course, and that's why I feel it's important to do it because, I mean, I balance that out with my up tempos and my other songs, of course, you know, but I feel like billions of people listen to music, millions of people look up to celebrities as their role models. You know, not everyone, you know, goes to therapy. Not everyone has those outlets,
especially in our community.
Absolutely. So I feel like if people like myself can be that bridge to that, then that's a great thing. Use your platform for something good. You know, like, well, this is just one example. I've been vegetarian for like 3-4 years now.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, and I've been using my platform to speak about that and the benefits of being vegetarian, and I've been recognized for doing that. And you know, I feel like I'm doing my part somewhat because I'm using my platform to speak on something and to try and do something positive, you know. So I feel like if you have a platform, use it to help others, like, because if you're not helping people, what's the point of doing it, you know what I mean? Because money's great, you know what I mean, of course, you know what I mean, but at the end of the day, you want people to come up to you and say, you changed my life with this song, or you helped me get therapy because of this song, you made me feel like I wasn't alone because you sung this song, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel it's my responsibility to do it, and that's my goal as an artist.
Okay, and to that point, as an artist, with your influence, I feel like you need to have a group of people around you. You've mentioned like you get a lot of feedback to your music.
Yes.
Do you have like a team around you who says this is it, this isn't it, that type of stuff?
The only team I have now is just, I guess, friends and people I go to, and I definitely, you know, because people leave comments on my songs, and my songs are on so many different websites, so I read a lot of things, and if I know somebody who is on radio or does music, sometimes I would send them my music and say, can you give me some honest feedback on this song? Or even sometimes if I send my songs to radio, sometimes they would say, this is what I think of this song, maybe do this and don't do that, or cut this down or do that. So there's many different places I go to for feedback. And sometimes I like going outside of my friends and hearing other people, because when people don't know you, they'll give you the truth. So you don't want to be susceptible to like groupthink from your friends. Absolutely, and like yes men and people like that.
Absolutely,
so, because you want to grow like that. So
okay, another element of being an artist. I noticed you don't have too many like stage performances like to your credit at the moment. Next year with the EP, are you planning to do more of that?
Absolutely, because I've grown in the past 3 years, and maybe some things I used to do a few years ago, and like the way I used to think back then, I felt that it wasn't as effective. But now I'm in a whole new space, so when I put out the new music, I have to promote it, and I want people to hear me and see me a lot more now. So people can definitely look forward to more live performances, more interviews, and more videos and things like that, because it's time now.
Because you think that like 2019 is going to be the time where you just put yourself out there more on your social media?
I do, because I feel like in the past year and a half, things have really picked up for me.
That's good.
In a way it hasn't before. So I feel like now when people are watching me, let me give them something to look at, you know, and not waste that, because people's attention spans are very quick now.
Especially now in this era, of course.
Exactly. So if the people are there listening, let me cater to them. So yeah.
So the first step in you stepping out and being more social in social media is the Turnin video. You're looking to record that in New York, you said?
Yes.
Is that happening next month, you said?
Yes, I am. I'm flying out to shoot that in December.
Okay.
So I have a team that's working on that video, and I'm just striving for greatness with this one, because I've gotten feedback from a lot of people, and people are saying that this is the one, like this is the song, you have to do something with this song. Because I did that song a while ago, and I just put it out just, you know, just for the fans to listen to, and I kind of slept on it a little bit. But upon hearing a lot of people's feedback, I said, you know what, let me not sleep on it this time, let me do something with it. So that's why I'm going to pursue it. So yeah.
So then that's the first step. When are you looking to release the video?
Probably late December, maybe around Christmas time. I think will be a nice time for people to chill and get into it and watch it.
The best time to utilize like people's attention span is during Christmas when they're all at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of say January when everyone's back to the work rush, school rush, and
exactly.
Like, okay, that sounds good. So so we have the Turnin video.
Yeah.
We have the EP. Any timeline for like tracks or anything, or it's just going to be sort of just watch and see what happens?
Yeah, well, I can definitely say that the EP is coming 2019, maybe January, February, definitely.
January, February?
Yeah, because I think the songs on the EP, it's a summery, up-tempo, vibey kind of music that people can kind of ride to and feel. And, you know, there's some aggressive songs on there as well, you know, because again, you know, there's things I have on my chest and that I want to get off, and I feel like music is the best way to do it. So I'm coming with a whole new energy on this new project that people haven't heard from me before. So and it's fun shocking people and doing new things. So yeah,
the January, February timeline is very, very soon compared to the release of the Turnin thing. So it's just odd because I sort of feel like with the up tempo and stuff, wouldn't you want to give more space? Or because again, I'm coming from the standpoint where I like, how many tracks are done of the EP?
I've written a few. I haven't recorded them yet.
Oh, okay, so it's
right. What I might do, since you said that, I probably might release like maybe a teaser track in January to kind of get people in the mood. Then in the coming months, then however, I will probably drop a song and then do a video to it, like for a different song. Then maybe a month or two later, I'll drop the EP because I'm aiming to shoot videos for all the songs as well. So yeah.
For all this, how many tracks do you expect to be on the EP?
About 4 to 5.
4 to 5. Okay,
it's not going to be as long as my previous EP because on my previous one I had like 8 songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit shorter.
A bit more condensed, but just so you can do the videos.
Yeah, and it's just more focused, and you know, you just sit there, groove. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. So anything else planned for the new year?
The focus is the video because this is my first solo video ever, and you know, I've teased people with a video to a collaboration I did with a Polish artist, 21, featuring Nia. Yeah. And I did just a little teaser video just to, you know, give people a vibe and you know, just an energy of me, because prior to that, people haven't really seen me in that way before. So I felt that it was important to release that song with a video to it. So now that people have gotten a taste of me and what I can do, now it's time to really give it to them now for real, you know, because it's just time to now, you know, it's time for it.